This episode of Unscripted is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a no-jitter energy drink mix that doesn't have that energy drink taste, and it gives me the energy to do YouTube and Twitch. You can get 10% off your order at WGG with code Krooked. There's a link in the description down below. Thanks, Dubby, for sponsoring this episode, and here's Unscripted. Hello everyone, I am Krooked and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted looking games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. Today we are playing Super Smash TV for the Super Nintendo, obviously. And, you know, much like what I mentioned previously with a few games, most recently Virtual Bart, this is one of my all-time favorite games. This one was my favorite because, well, you could run around and it had blood and guts, and my parents let me play it for some reason, because normally they wouldn't let me play games like this. And it was 2 players, so I could also play with like my brother or my cousins, and I loved it. Like, everything about this game was just fun. It was arcadey, it was pick it up, play, have a good time. So if I go right, then up, and all the way right, I'll get a money room. It also has drop-in. Yeah, it has drop-in stuff. And this game is very reminiscent of RoboCop, because the guy is like, big money, big prizes. And it, you know, the guy is kind of the I'd buy that for $1 guy from RoboCop. So Smash TV. It's amazing that this game hasn't gotten any sort of a remake, because I feel that its style would do really, really well today. It's kind of a precursor to a bullet hell almost. Because you get hit once, you're dead, that's it. I would also say that Returnal is kind of like this for the PlayStation 5. So, yeah, that's enough reminiscing, I think. Let's talk about the gameplay. So, Smash TV is great. It came out on the NES as well, if I remember right, and I'm pretty sure there's also a Sega Genesis version. But it's pretty widely accepted that the Super Nintendo version is the best. The reason why is each direction that you push a button for, so B, A, X, and Y, you shoot in that direction. If you hold down A, B, or B, Y, or any combination, really, you're going to be shooting in diagonal directions, whereas the other versions of the game, you don't. You can only shoot in the 4 cardinal directions, and it makes it a lot more difficult. That being said, this game isn't easy. Nothing about this game is easy. It's probably one of the most difficult games I've ever played, because when you get through it, if I remember right, you have to beat it, and then you have to beat it again to actually, like, win. And that's really, really hard. But it's really fun. And it's, because it's so arcadey, it's a good challenge, too. Like, oh, man. So you and a friend playing it, you know, you can go for the high score, you can see who can last the longest, you can see who can get through all the bosses. It's a really good time. So let's talk controls. So like I said, the Super Nintendo version has the best controls, and it's pretty simple. You move around with the D-pad, you shoot with all the other buttons. L and R don't do anything. That's it. Simple controls. You can pause if you need to. I've paused many times while playing it to go grab some dinner. But yeah, simple controls, easy. Love it. Graphics wise, I mean, I'd say it's slightly better than Nintendo Entertainment System graphics, so like the original NES. That's kind of a downer, you know? It doesn't have a whole bunch that really makes use of it being on the Super Nintendo. There's a couple things, like if I make it to the boss, you'll see it. The question is, will I make it to the boss, considering I'm dying so much? But, yeah, it's not impressive graphics-wise. Some of the things are impressive, like if you get presents, it'll tell you that you've like won a car or you've won VCR. So that's a big prize back in the 90s. But still, graphics just aren't that impressive. Big prizes! I love it, yeah. Lifelong quote. I have said that forever, and I still say it all the time. And yes, even in the bonus rooms, you get to deal with all these enemies. But it's okay. They're pretty easy in the bonus rooms, from what I remember. Although I hate those shrapnel guys. Shrapnel guys are the worst. If you've ever played Saints Row, Genki always reminded me of Smash TV because it was kind of like the same thing, but a little bit more modernized. Not quite here, but close. So yeah, controls, graphics, good. Sound. This game is gonna stick with you forever. Like, all the sounds in this. Everyone I know who's played Smash TV, everyone who has any sort of memory of it, they quote it all the time because it's fun. It has a lot of fun little voice lines. The music's good. It really keeps the pace up. And it sounds like it's something that can get really repetitive, but honestly, you're so focused on everything trying to survive, it really doesn't get repetitive at all. All the guns have unique sounds that sound great. There's lots of explosions. This is everything that you could want from a 90s video game in terms of sound, honestly. Just because of how much is happening, and we didn't have too much more on, like, to go off of. A brand new VCR! Woo! VCR! You can't even use those today. Yay! And you know, there's so much strategy to be had with this game, like staying in a corner with these and just firing in diagonal direction, hoping you get everything. It is fantastic. Oh, tank trouble. Oh, took me out. That's fine. And when you respawn, you get this like green shield around you, which is awesome. So, Smash TV. I feel like most kids in the 90s remember this as this awesomely gruesome game where they basically just got to go ham and everyone's parents let them play it for some reason. I don't know any kid whose parents were like, oh my god, no, Smash TV, you can't play that. Because it was just one of those games where it's like, yeah, sure, it has blood, but it's not like Doom, it's not like Grand Theft Auto, it's cartoony enough that it's ridiculous. And it's like RoboCop, which at the time people were still watching. A little bit of a fun fact, since I've mentioned RoboCop a couple of times, is if you didn't know it, the original RoboCop actually had an X-rated version, and it was rated X because of violence, blood, and gore. Nowadays, when you get stuff like that, it's more of an unrated movie. A brand new toaster! I mean, that's useful today. But, back in the day, yeah, it was for violence, which is wild to think about. And, you know, then you have this game, which is RoboCop-E with, like, that guy. And his I'd buy that for $1, which is 100% based off of RoboCop. But still a fun time. So, this is the boss. Like I said, he looks a little bit better than, like, some things, but it's still not fantastic. Oh, yeah, got him. He can only be hit by special weapons, which makes it a little bit difficult, because if he hits you, you're dead. See? Dead. So, Super Smash TV. I love this game. I think it holds up really, really well, even today, just because of how kind of ridiculous the game is. It's fun, it's pick up and play, you can have fun with a friend, and, you know, you get continues, and you get to do a whole bunch and keep playing it, and is it the best game ever? No, but it's a great way to kill time in an afternoon. And with all that being said, for score, I want to give it higher because of my nostalgia, but I'm not going to. However, what this game is it's a solid 7 out of 10. Everyone's going to have at least a little bit of fun with it, and if it wasn't so hard, I'd probably give it a higher score. But otherwise, yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. So, comment down below, let me know what your experience with Smash TV is. Like this video if you enjoyed what you saw. Hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted, and hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode comes out. And with all that being said, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye!